Cancer. Welcome to your life purpose and career reading. So, this reading is going to be focused for year 220. I just want to wish you all a happy new year. And I'm working with a few decks, both big and small. So, I've already shuffled your cards and we're going to get right into your reading. So, keep in mind, guys, this is general. If you'd like one that's personal for yourself, I do have it on my Etsy page. And, just to know the difference between life purpose and career, some people, their life purpose can be different from their career. Some people, they just so happen to mix their life purpose with their career. So you don't always necessarily need to be getting paid for something. For some people, they like to be artists, but they like to do it on the side, and you don't have to get paid. But some people like to make that their career. So it's still part of your life purpose, though. So don't get confused that whatever you see here, you have to do it like for a job if you don't feel like it. Okay. But this is part of your plan in the new year. So let's get started here. Okay, so you have the first card out is teaching, and I'll bring it a little closer here, but I will hold the card for you. Okay, so you got teaching. You inspire young people to learn. So this is great here. So yeah, a lot of you might be great as teachers. You're teaching something you know very well. This is a part of your transformation and evolution as a person. Okay, you could see here the butterfly. A lot of you are becoming very or are transforming through your teaching. Okay, to others. So you could see. I mean, these could be children that you're teaching. Okay. But they don't have to be children. You could even be teaching adults, but it's people at their beginning stages of like learning something that they had no idea about. So, if someone doesn't know something, they're at the like beginning or immature stages, right? So yeah. It could even be adults, but you're teaching something that you're very passionate towards. But teaching, it brings out a lot of skills, right? So you're like the manager of like a class, you're a parent, right? You're also a creator, you're an event planner, you're an organizer. Especially with kids running around, sometimes you're like the sergeant. Like, you wear many hats as a teacher. So in this job, you're going to actually learn a lot, and it's going to contribute to your soul's growth. And I do see some people doing this kind of job. It's also strengthening your boundaries a lot. And you're going to need that when it comes to dealing with even certain people in your life. Okay. When you're dealing with many, you're not going to let each and every one in like your classroom take your energy, because you're just going to collapse, right? So you're forced as a teacher to put boundaries like for yourself, and to control your classroom, and like the people like you're ruling your classroom. You have the knowledge, people are there for you to teach them, right? So you have to be in somewhat in control. But that's going to help you with your life, outside of this, whatever it is that you're doing. Some of you, yeah, you might be teachers, or, you could be using your teaching skills in other ways. You could be supervising and training in your work. You could be doing facilitation. So you could be holding workshops and seminars, and training others in that way. So it could just be little blocks here and there, a 1 hour a day, every day, or maybe 2 days a week where you're going somewhere. You could be moving like office to office, or switching it up different locations, where you're setting up a classroom, and you're giving information to people, right? People are learning from you this year, so don't be surprised if many people will come to you for advice and counsel, because something you've experienced in your life has made you a pro, or has made you, stronger. So, people are looking at you and they're like, oh, wow, this person really matured, or they changed, and they seem to know a lot about this specific thing, right? So, and you might be using online social media to teach. You could be maybe teaching English. You might be traveling overseas. It could be that you're teaching languages. But overall, It's something that you know, and it's something that brings you joy and passion, okay? And if you haven't thought about teaching, and especially for those that are in a career transition, because you did get that card too, and I'll show you in a second. It is saying, think of using your skills and knowledge and experiences from whatever you've been doing the past like 20 years to teach that field. Okay, so some colleges will accept. I know most teaching, like you might need a degree, but there's some colleges, if you have over a certain year's experience in a field, it could be like IT, it could be, I don't know, like social media, even teaching, maybe teaching seniors how to use social media. Yeah, like that's going to be important, and they're telling you, you have those skills, so think about that if you haven't been if you've been a little worried or you're not sure what to do. Okay, so this is like very obvious here. Okay, so you do have children. Okay, sorry for the glare. Okay, so I'm just going to fix that a little bit here. So your life purpose involves helping, teaching, and healing children. Okay, so this comes hand in hand. Wow, guys, honestly, I know cancers, you know, you're really good. You're like the mother of the zodiac. Children, you're like a kid at heart, right? Children really connect with you. You have this nurturing energy about you. Like, so kids do gravitate towards you, whether it's kids in a class or maybe your own children. But look at how many kids there are in these two pictures. You're like surrounded by them. And honestly, this isn't the first time these cards came out for Cancer. I feel like a few times when I've done career readings for cancers, like children comes up. It's like a big part of your life purpose is to give love and healing to children. But it's also to learn something and to teach others. By teaching others, you also heal your own inner child. So that's something very important for you to know. Healing your own inner child through helping others, okay? Doesn't have to be through teaching, but this is the year where some of you might have some trauma as a child. Okay, so there's something surrounding children that you need to pay attention to, and this will be your year to look into it, to bring the unconscious conscious, okay, and to move forward in peace. So there's something that needs to heal from your childhood, all right? So it's going to be different for everyone, but maybe perhaps look at that if you've been feeling blocks for moving forward, or if you've been feeling a lot of fear in some situation. It could even be your relationships with people, or getting into commitments. Okay, but you do come out as really strong. You show a lot of leadership. For some of you, a Leo could be influencing you in your life for better, or maybe there's some caution needed around this fiery person. Okay, so it's up to you and your situation, but maybe dealing with like a Leo person will be very the focus for some of you this year. Okay. But your life purpose does involve, for some, having children of your own. So raising a family, all right? And for those who are very creative, I even see someone writing maybe children's books, okay? That gives you a lot of joy and entertaining children through your writing about your fantasies, your stories, your imagination, everything, right? Okay, but yeah, for those of you who aren't ready, I just want to say there could be a little surprise of a child coming into your life. So if you're not ready, just take this as a little like warning or caution, okay? So just be careful if you're not ready. But if you've been waiting for that, then this could be the surprise you were waiting for in 220. So congratulations. Okay, so regardless, I do feel you would be a great mom or dad watching this. So you are meant to have or deal with children in some way in your life. Okay, I don't know. This is coming out strongly, guys. So yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys think. Okay, so you do have career change. Okay, so you're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve. Okay, so a lot of you could be in that limbo phase. You're trying to see where you're pulled towards. If you're not happy where you are right now, take the steps. Look at the time you have in the day and make a plan to start focusing on how you're going to transition. Okay, some of you might be switching from a whole totally new career, from sorry one a whole different career to another different career, right? So it's not going to be easy all the time, but it doesn't mean it's not possible. And I always say to people, because I've also taught workshops and lessons on career change and building your marketing material when it comes to changing your career path. So, there's three main skills people transfer between all careers. Okay, there's people skills, there's data, and there's things. So people working with things, it's like if you think of construction worker, they're building, they're fixing, an IT person or a dentist even, they're working with tools, a doctor. People working with things like maneuvering stuff, right? In like a warehouse, you're maneuvering certain like vehicles, right? And then you have people skills. Most people in pink collar jobs, they have a lot of people skills, which is like service jobs, dealing with clients or customers, or even teaching, right? It's being in the public eye, using your communication skills to deal with people, okay? People facing career. And then there's skills using data. So there's a bunch of other sub skills under those top three main skills, right? So data is working and analyzing, maybe with numbers, breaking down stuff like details, organizing, planning, all this stuff, all these skills. But think of what skills you've used in your previous career and how you could transfer them over to the next career. So if you're facing two different career paths, but in both it requires you to deal with people, then you have a benefit right there, right off the bat. All right. So this is the chance this year you need to take, especially the first few months, is to actually analyze, what skills can move you forward and how you could transfer those skills into the next area of your life. Okay. So don't be afraid. Don't worry. Don't focus on fear of what's going to happen. Focus on what you can do and what you can control every day, working towards that dream life you have in your mind, right? So even if you're in a job, guys, like you always have a choice. If you're in a job you hate right now, take the time, like instead of going home and just sitting on the couch for 5 hours, watching Netflix or just doing stuff that takes you away and procrastinating, tell yourself, okay, 1 hour every day after my work, I'm gonna eat and then I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna give myself 1 hour, just do whatever I want to do, and then the next hour is going to be spent on either researching for different jobs, maybe doing online quizzes of what you'd be suited for. It could be fixing a resume for a job that you're looking for in that dream career you want to get into, right? But like you need to plan this because like time just goes on, and then it's up to you to like really put it forward in action. No one else is going to do it but you. All right. And you have distractions all the time in life. You're going to have people around you that are demanding your attention. You're going to like maybe look in your home and be like, oh, that has to be organized, that has to be clean before I start this. You're going to be making all sorts of excuses and procrastinating, but you need to break through that. Okay. And you need to really be strict with yourself, discipline yourself on moving forward with this change. Okay. So some old path wasn't working for you. I know cancers too, they tend to cling on to what's traditional and to the old. It's hard for you to experience change, but this honestly is a change that's going to be beneficial for your higher self, for your spiritual growth. So please don't fear this change, okay? And go with the flow because it's guiding you to where you need to be. All right. So this is your, for those of you wanting to get a message for money and just how to increase abundance in your life, this is the angels of abundance. Okay. So obstacles and blocks are lifted. So you have Archangel Michael here coming in. He's cutting anything that's been holding you back, whether it's toxic people, toxic work environments. Slowly, you're going to be feeling like his swords are going to be slicing through, like, well, like metaphorically speaking. Okay. He's going to be slicing through any negativity. Okay. Because it really does matter who you hang out with, what situations you put yourself in. Ask yourself if it's contributing to the person that you want to be. Okay. So, all your good personal work and your positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles and blocks are lifted away. So I do feel for a lot of you the worst is over and you'll be moving into a more peaceful period. So you will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Okay, stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. So instead of putting yourself in like a victim mentality, blaming external forces and just complaining, just focus on what you already have, your gratitude. Okay, than on something negative or someone negative around you. Because when what you focus on does persist. Okay, so if you're focused on trivial matters and dramas, then that's just going to grow bigger in your life. But if you just rise above it and you say, okay, I'm not entertaining this right now, and you go back to what you were doing and focus on your own priorities, then you're going to notice the shift of energy and you're really going to notice, opportunities coming your way and also, just in general blocks being lifted, okay? And feeling that there's a path that you're going to move forward. Okay, so grace and gratitude. This is from the, that's funny. Yeah, because look, I love how they repeat. Because it says here, stay centered in gratitude, right? And then you got here in the Traveler's Oracle, this is the Sacred Traveler's deck. This is saying through gratitude, joy expands. Okay, so instead of focusing on the negative, focus on what you already have going for you. Even if it's something simple as like a shelter over your head, a nice comfortable bed at night, a good friend to confide in, maybe your beloved that's next to you supporting you, your family, that one good friend, right? Or maybe even the fresh air that you breathe, whatever. But grace and gratitude will bring in more abundance. Okay, so on this path, on this journey of you traveling to your next destination, whether actual literal destination, maybe some of you are moving away, do not fear, focus on the blessings you have, and that's going to align you with even more joy and more positive energy. All right, guys, so this is some extra keywords that I have for you. This is from the Work Oracle deck. It's called Workplace Cards. Okay, this is a deck I've created, and it's focused on keywords around work. It's very simple. You can go to my Etsy and get it if you like. If you do anything with like work or career readings or anything like that. But perseverance, right? Okay, so this is going to be very important. It's a key word for you this year in 2020. So where there were times where you maybe started projects and kind of left them and then you were like bouncing back and forth, this isn't the year to do that. You're going to be in something where it's actually going to test your perseverance. So this is for you to gain more strength and stability and creating a stronger foundation for yourself, whether it's like in your job or disciplining yourself and doing something. So actually telling yourself, I'm going to start this project and I'm going to finish it. Perseverance, it doesn't have to be with work. It could even be, I'm going to start eating healthy and in 2 months' time, I'm going to have lost like 20 pounds or whatever. And you're going to be sticking to your routine. You're not going to let anything tempt you. If you go to a party and someone offers you like a drink or some sweets, you're going to, tell them no because you have a goal. You have a goal in mind. Here's teach again. So you all know what that means. So there's something that's coming out strongly that you need to share your ideas, your wisdom. And, you're a very empathetic, sensitive, and compassionate sign. So, teaching, I could see a lot of you doing that. People are just drawn to you. Okay, you also have deadlines. So an old way of life or maybe thinking is coming to like a dead end, I feel. And I also feel so like career transitioning, there's one job that's coming to an end and like a new one. But I also feel some of you might be dealing with deadlines. So I'm hearing maybe you're in a communications or marketing field where it requires like certain deadlines. Maybe they need to like launch something out in the public, and you need to be working on a specific time frame. Maybe it's even like events or something like that. But there's something in your work which requires working with deadlines. So hopefully you could work around your own time to reach this. But overall, this is saying create more deadlines for yourself. That's the other thing that's coming up for me. So if it's not work, it's I feel like in order to be more perseverant in your life and your work, if there's some projects you want to work on, it's saying that you need to create deadlines for yourself, because if you just leave it in the open, like, yeah, I'll do this year, you don't really have a deadline or a goal, so you're not really triggered or, kind of pumped up to work towards something, right? And if it helps, give yourself a reward after you finish that deadline and met the deadline. Give yourself a reward or something where you look forward to working on the next thing, all right? And here's some extra skills, okay? And this will be the last one. All right, so you have 2 social skills, okay, and 1 structured, okay? So building relationships and giving care. That, like, this cannot be more Cancerian, honestly. But your work will involve you using the skill is actually building relationships with people. So forming stronger bonds with the people around you. Or maybe you could even be attending networking events where you go and you actually try to build and maintain maybe new relationships, okay? But this could be in sales, anything regarding, around communications, okay, project management, anything or events, anything at all, networking, anything that's involved with building relationships and reaching out to others. So you could be using a lot of email, you could be working on the phone all day. So that's something there to consider. You'd be really good at that. So any jobs requiring contacting people, all right? You have a lot of people skills here. And yeah, giving care. Some of you are well suited to work in nonprofits for good causes. Taking care of children. Maybe some of you are interested to work as like a nanny or giving care to maybe animals even, or more vulnerable people, right? People look to you for your support and empathy and compassion. So maybe even like around grieving, people grieving lost loved ones or something like that. You're there as a comfort, as an angel to support them. You're acting like an earth angel, I feel. So that's a big part of your life purpose, even if you're not getting paid for something like this, people are coming to you for your support, okay, your supportive nature. And getting things right. So this is also using your organization to kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together. This could be anything at all. It could be, maintaining your household. It could be fixing something, looking at details or data, and putting the pieces together where something maybe was void or lost or something like that. Maybe doing something in paperwork. But, think of stuff that comes to your mind too, and we're all here to share ideas. So if there's something I didn't mention, guys, feel free to write it below in the comments, because, there's like thousands of career paths out there. So, something that's involved getting things, putting things in the right spot, right? Or fixing things, maybe solving problems or complaints and just smoothing out issues with like customers or clients. So yeah, getting things right is very general, but think of ways where you could fix things or maybe people in some way. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I wish you all the best, and I will see you soon.